esistono due raggruppamenti.
No, quello di sta... no.
Allora no.
Che sta
a
Salerno.
Sì, sono tre gruppi. No.
A Salerno.
E quello di Risvegli.
Prendi. Fa filosofia del
Risvegli dove sta? Sono finiti, vabbè. Vabbè, Giacomo, però tu tanto sei
chiamata l'economia solidale e sociale per Natale.
Allora,
filosofia del gruppo a Salerno. Comunque se dobbiamo dare qua. Immagino che sono i negriani proprio.
allora, ricominciamo. Il quadro adesso della riflessione si sposta su tematiche che hanno a che fare con aspetti più in qualche modo istituzionali, anche se istituzionali e culturali, diciamo in generale. Abbiamo tre interventi e poi nel caso abbiamo una parola alla fine alla professoressa De Vio che intanto se n'è andata, anche se forse lei deve stare qui fino a Vittorio allora non vale. Allora, la prima relazione è di Andrei Tarano dell'University of Political Science and Public Administration di Bucarest ed è una relazione su The Impact of National Political Parties over Local Public Administration, The Romanian Case. Sarà in inglese anche questa relazione. Noi diciamo progressivamente, grazie anche all'aiuto degli amici ospiti che vengono, dobbiamo cercare di fare delle iniziative che sono al tempo stesso, utilizzano le lingue. Anche i nostri studenti si devono un po' abituare a quest'idea che nei convegni, grazie alla disponibilità di persone che ci vengono a trovare, si affrontano temi anche più ampi e si parla normalmente, oltre all'italiano, anche l'inglese o qualche volta il francese. Allora, do la parola ad Andrea, ringraziandolo di essere qui con noi. Thank you very much. 20 minutes, 20-25.
Good morning, everybody. I'm from Bucharest, Romania. I'm a political scientist, so I have no many data, no many figures, but I have facts. Probably my topic is a little bit peculiar because in Romania and local administration it's not fitted into this conference. But in another way, Romania is a sort of a methodology of the European Union because it's probably one of the most powerful, poor and other developed country in the European Union. So probably we can share our experiences in Romania and south of Italy. I choose this subject, I work on this subject, we published a book and I bring it here a few years ago about the local administration and the transformation of local and intermediate administration back in Romania after joining the European Union, how that transformed a lot the social society and the politics back in Romania. So, the administration in Romania is a very centralized country. It was from the very beginning a centralized country, and this centralization transformed very much the local and intermediate administration. That because all administration is linked, it's an hierarchical administration, and everybody is linked with the structures of the upper structures of political administration, the central administration, and that's why it's not a Bavarian administration, it's more sort of feudalistic administration. So there are three types of, three levels of administration: the central one, the governmental administration, the county level, that is the politics. This is other little parts of Romania, the counties. There are 41, and we think there are quite a lot of counties, and they have their autonomy. And after that is the local administration, and the local administration is also on three types. That mean it's on the municipio, that mean the biggest city, the central town of the county, the little other cities, and the commune, the little villages. And all of that have this local administration. Do the thinking speakers coordination between the central and local administration? The central administration absorbs all the money from taxes, including local direct taxes, and redistribute each year a sum of money to the local government. That means that for poor administration can bring more money from the central, but a wealthy administration for sure brings less money than it gives. So that redistribution seems for a lot of people not to be very fair, because some counties are more developed than others, especially the western part of Romania and the very eastern part of the Black Sea. Are more developed than the center and the northeast of Romania. So that's why the local administration is always very keen to bring money, more money from the central administration. And that's why here appear what we call political corruption in the local administration, because the structure of this bureaucracy, as I told you, it's not a Weberian one. The bureaucracy in a Weberian theory, it means to be autonomous, to have its own management and to be more impersonal. But unfortunately, because it's very linked in Romania with the political power and the political parties, the local administration is very linked with the political campaigns, and somehow it was imprisoned, the society was imprisoned in this kind of administration. That means people pay the taxes, but they don't know what the revenue of their taxes in their development, social development, local development, or even national development. And here appear the corruption, as I said, because many times the people from the local administration, especially from intermediate administration, bring the money and they must spend it very quickly. So they spend a lot of things meaningless. That means they build pools without water, they build parks inside of the forest or something, only to justify the money, the sum of money they bring it from the central administration or from European Union. So this corruption seems for me and for other Romanians to be the main cause of the underdevelopment and modern developments of Romania. Because
it's a very similar situation.
And that's the worst scenario, because even we took a lot of money from the European Union or from wealthy countries in Romania, the intermediate administration uses it very much, especially for corruption. So. The bureaucracy in Romania, as I said, it was all the time very politicized. That was the former bureaucracy of the years in 1859 was probably the sort of the heritage of the Ottoman Empire. Romania, part of Romania was part of the Ottoman Empire. But during the communist period, this politicization of administration grows a lot because a big part of the Communist Party, especially on the end of the communists in the 80s, the third and the second rank members party agreed to go in the administration and politicize very much this administration because they understand somehow the communism is going to be to an end, so they are going inside of the administration to have something to do after the possible collapse of communism. So, after the revolution, the bureaucracy handed itself to the new political structure, trying to be obedient for over the communist past. For this reason, all the parties which held power between 1990s and 2001 had the entire power over bureaucracy, and the bureaucracy was prisoner of the political parties. That means not only local administration but also central administration was very obedient to the ruling parties and accept to redistribute money, especially for the electoral basis, we call it, for the counties where the ruling power seems to have more supporters and more electors. That means every 4 years, because Romania, like Italy, have not a long period of the same party, but election after election, another party came in power. So, due of these things, the development of the counties is not equal. It's all the time, it's a sort of a rupture, a sort of break between the development from 1990 until 1994. For example, my hometown, Iași, was quite developed because the ruling party had a lot of supporters there. After 1996, where another party, the right-wing parties, came on power, that the western part in Transylvania was more focused on development. After 2000, another part of Romania, that means the southeast of Romania, be the patient for development. And the money are not going on the same projects, but going in different other projects to bring somehow the structure of development and not having a sort of linear development of every country. But after 2001, due to the implementation of the European Community acquis, in order to join the European Union, Romania, the Romanian parliamentary parties accept to change the civil service law and to develop the central power to the intermediate power, and from intermediate power to the local power. So, bureaucracy then became more influential and to gain control over some domains, which was the political sizes, local projects, border cooperation, application for European funds, and so on. So the bureaucracy from different countries became more and more power than the central power, and they managed somehow to have their own development in spite of the national and central idea of development. And for that, they involved themselves into the politics. Let me, from 2000, starting from 2001 actually, when the law was changed, the local administration emancipated from political parties' leadership and tried to develop a parallel type of politics. For that, the mayors and the local councillors entered in conflict with central administration and blamed for this the politicians. Now start a new type of politics in Romania between the local and intermediate level who blamed all the time the central power and said the center is not very good, we must develop more, we have our development in spite of the national development, let's have our goals, not national goals. And the development of different counties appears to be very, very strange, because we have very wealthy counties, as Timișoara, for example, which is a very wealthy county. It's probably sort of the northern part of Italy, but just nearby, it's a very, very poor county named Hunedoara on the mountains, and which is non-employed. It's a huge rate of unemployment. It's a huge rate of poverty, and a lot of people from this county is going not only in Timișoara, but is going abroad to find jobs. And that's why this part, which was one of the most industrialized part of Romania, became very poor, and Timișoara, which was a sort of agricultural county, became much richer than it was. So this kind of development of the structure of development appears and occurs very often between counties in Romania. After 2004, actually the politicians surrendered to the local administration, and for example, until 2004, until now, the president of Romania, it was the Bucharest mayor, the mayor of the Bucharest, his deputy on the leadership of his party, it was the mayor of Cluj-Napoca, which is in the main center of Romania, and he became also prime minister. We have a lot of ministers or a lot of important politicians who are coming from 2004, coming from the local and intermediate administration, and bring the national power in order to develop especially their counties, because they are sending there by their electors to bring money from the central level to the intermediate or the local level to develop that. For example, in 2010, the Prime Minister of Romania, which was the mayor of Cluj-Napoca, and now is once again mayor of Cluj-Napoca, bring all the industry, high-tech industries, as Nokia, as different type of technologies from DeLonghi and so on, bringing especially nearby Cluj-Napoca. And he made the politics, the economical policies, especially for that part of the country, because he belongs to that part. Actually, this party, called the Liberal Democratic Party, former Democratic Party, called itself the Party of the Mayors. They pressed and finally changed the election law in order to impose more the figure, personalized the politics of the member of parliament than the ideology of the parties. From the proportional vote system that was until 2008, it turns to a mixed vote system, accent on the majoritarian system, Westminster system, and that constrained the local administration to evolve more in politics for survival. I have here this scheme. That means the intermediate administration, that is the president of the county council, this is a very powerful man in the county, but also on the national level, because he had his money to bring in from different programs, projects, and so on. But he can also take the money from the central government, from redistributing the budget. So he pushed extra funds to local administration in order to support the party he wanted to be voted on the national level. So if these parties came on power, they support in parliament the government, especially to give money to their officials and not to the other officials. pictures. I'll be back on. So we have here the local election in Romania last year, and it's very interesting to see. You see, USL, the Social Liberal Union, it's here. They bring over almost all the country, and here is the parties who belong to this union. So those countries have managed to elect their president of council of the council, and here you see it's general election in Romania. So it's somehow it's the same map, because the president of the council support their party, and they manage somehow to gain the election for their party. So what we call opposition, somehow it's coming with sort of poverty on their counties. For example, here, just in the center of Romania, which is also the poorest part of Romania, is the Hungarian party. We have here the Hungarian minority. Nobody give them money from 2012 because they didn't win the election. During 2004 until 2012, actually 2011, they were in power to join the Liberal Democratic Party. So they bring money for that period to develop their counties. But now, because they are in opposition, they are constrained to use different types of politics, different types of programs to succeed to develop and finalize their projects. That's why the political parties became a sort of prisoners of the local and intermediate power. But on the same time, they are using the national power to force the local power to join them in the election. So this is it's very important to understand the political party system in Romania, because Romania is a multi-party system, and that's why they are forced always to make coalition for the government. So that's why we have not a linear development of the politics in Romania, because all the time the parties are forced to have a relation between them and growing in power without any ideology or political ideas. For example, from 2008 until 2009, the Social Democrats and the right wing that was in power, because they have not enough votes to have for themselves the entire power. So the people from the local level forced the different parties to join the power in order to bring them the money. So the spoil system, I don't know if you know it yet. This is the political parties in Romania. It's a form of spoil system. They try to create prisoner the administrative system using a large scale of politicization of administration. And that part is probably one of the most important, because in 2008, 2009, 2010, they forced many times the administrators to resign and to change them with political membership, party members and so on. But because of the law and the constitution, they didn't succeed for them to resign. And appears a very peculiar, somehow funny situation, because the guy who was forced to resign put them in front of the judge, and they win the trial. They came back as director, and in the same time we have 2 or maybe 3 directors on the same department. One was appointed by the government, one was appointed by the judge, and one was probably the single one who knows very well what is happening inside of the department. And this kind of politicization, in my opinion, became probably the most problematic and the most spoiling system for the underdevelopment, because we don't have, as I hear here, a sort of a national or a sort of a European way of development, because we are very keen only in local and intermediate administration. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andrei.